Welcome in to DragRace Central. I'm your host, Randall Shew.
I'm your coach, Landon Shew.
Hey, we got a special guest with us here this morning. We got
Hi.
we got Mr. Britton has got the grandson in here with us this morning. It was an interesting evening. I don't know that the young fellow, I don't know if he slept, but he kept me up a little bit. Pitched a tent in the den. Life's good. That was pretty fun. Anyway, we're excited to be back another day. We rested up from the world of wheels. I needed some rest.
I did too.
Lots and lots of fun. That was just absolutely. It's probably as enjoyable a world of wheels that I've had.
What's your bias, right?
Do what?
Your bias.
I am.
It's the first one with you having a car in it.
Well, that's after 50 years.
About time.
Well, it was about time. And want to tell all of our listeners that came by and saw us, and there was a lot. We really had a lot of listeners came by and spoke, and that's always wonderful to put faces with the voices we hear.
Hey, I made a new racer there. I made a new one.
Oh yeah,
Somebody came by and saw the car and they said, "What do you do with these things?" So, well, we go drag racing. So where do I go to do that? I said, well, steel. That's the biggest one for teenagers.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to go. Well, there you go. I made us a new one.
Well, that sounds like hey, that's what we're supposed to do. Had an opportunity. My doctor brought her son, who's 4 years old, and let me tell you, I think I made a racer also. So got this young man. He's 4 years old. Got him in the car. He's looking. I said, "Boy, you want to get in that car?" So his mom, she's there and stuck that boy over in the car and told him all about, hopefully in 4-year-old terms that he'd understand. When he got out, I said, "All right, boy, this means you are part of our race team." So I gave him one of our race T-shirts.
That's it.
This little fellow was just tickled to death. So that was a good, and I also got to say good morning to Preston. Preston's a young man who came by and his family and said he just loved the Corvette, and I told him I would speak. I would say hello to him this morning.
You'd say hey to him. That's it.
Hey, he said we were. He's our number one fan.
All right.
Well, good morning, Preston. Hopefully when racing starts up, we can get folks to bring you out to the track, and we'll do the VIP package on you.
That's it.
How about that? It means
we'll let him in the gate.
Let him in the gate. That's right, and might get him a hot dog and a cold drink.
That's it.
And some chips. That's the VIP package in our world. Put your butt to work. What we do.
That's it.
The world of wheels. How much can we say about it?
There's so much happens.
It really, really was just very enjoyable.
Are you proud of the fact I didn't push you in front of Steve Saline?
Yeah, he came by.
He perused through.
Yeah, want to see the cars. He came by and you were nice and didn't make me trip, because he had a walking cane too, so it would have been the limping leaving the limping, I guess.
That'd have been it.
We had a couple of real interesting things happen. T.J. Williams, our old boss, and Jay, his son, we've been friends.
Hey, it wasn't our old boss. It was your old boss.
My old boss, but he became like a second daddy. He had a big job corralling all of us mechanics at Steel City O's. There were 17 of us at one time.
That's a job.
He had a job. Now, fortunately, I wasn't one of his problems. He'd come tell me to do something. All right, I'll figure out how to make it work. But anyway, Tommy Robinette was behind us. Beside, they had the J2. I believe it's a 30 model Ford that was found in a field, or actually in the woods. That had been a field at one time. They cut it, redid it, and put the original guy's name who drove it. Well, TJ drives up, or he walks up. He said, Sam Massey, he said, I ran against that car when BIR was dirt. He knew all the guys, and it was TJ is turning 90 this year. It's still just sharp as a tack. So I think it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday afternoon, about 2:00, went upstairs, and some of those guys that we worked with at Steel City, we all up there telling little war stories, and it was just a very pleasant experience.
Now, you told me that he was at once a NASCAR hopeful.
He had intentions of he was around track. He had intentions of taking his racing career further, and then family happened. So that's what men do. You take care of your family, and he used to. Funniest thing, he was our service manager and all. And he started out on the lube rack. He was the oil change guy. He said, "Boy, let me tell you something." He said, "I may not be much of a service manager, but I was one heck of an oiler." So we had a good time with that. Was it Sunday? I can't remember. It might have been Saturday afternoon. Upstairs.
That was Saturday afternoon.
All right, upstairs, there was a truck with like 44s or 47s, great big four-wheel drive. It had a tire explode. Nobody's doing anything. It's just sitting there, and the tire exploded.
Yep.
Sounded like a cannon going off. But then the truck was kind of leaning to one side. So that was quite an experience. I think that's my first time to ever
have one just lay out on you.
Well, we had them back behind the shop blow out for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the first time in something that was that nice. These things are impeccably maintained.
It's all about quality, though.
Yeah, but it's
cheap tires.
Time,
cheap tires.
No, time got it. Those things, you can have all the pretty ones. You can polish it when it times out. It's time to replace them.
Yep.
Because we know one he replaced. So
that one's fresh.
Yes, it is. The see if I can get this right. The Autocycle. Did I say that right?
You said it right.
This is a motorcycle that
the birth between a motorcycle and a car, henceforth
an airplane.
The Autocycle.
And an airplane.
It looks like an airplane.
Yeah, our airplane cockpit. You see it. I could actually survive it. It had training wheels on it, kind of. Wheels and.
Now, technically, the Slingshot is also an Autocycle.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Huh.
And if I'm not mistaken, the only thing...
Spider?
The Spider, all it's missing is seatbelts. It would be considered an Autocycle.
Okay, it's a... it actually goes as a
trike.
It tags as a motorcycle, I think.
To be considered an Autocycle requires a seatbelt, like a vehicle.
Oh, okay. Huh.
That's why the Spider is missing a seatbelt to be considered an Autocycle.
Okay, so you're just kind of sitting in that thing.
Yes. My favorite of the Autocycles is the T-Rex. It's out of Canada.
Okay. We had the Saline selection, whole Mustang section, and that is the South Hall is where they were. Steve Saline came, and I don't know if he was signing autographs and kissing hands and shaking babies. I don't know what he was doing.
He's just enjoying the retired life, I assume.
I guess so. The S1, they had a race car version of it, and
that was an S7.
S7. Okay.
Their S1 is their hypercar that still owns some world records.
The two cars that I saw there were identical. One of them had stickers. One of them was nice paint.
Right. So, the GT car class requires you to sell 200
okay
production vehicles. So apparently his was a concept. So I'm assuming he hadn't sold 200 yet.
Okay. Well, the production version was a great looking car.
Quite affordable for a Saleen as well.
And was
125,000.
125,000
before taxes and shipping.
Destination charges and dealer.
It'd probably be approaching 175,000 after it's delivered.
Well, hey, let's get half a dozen.
Yeah, do 6. Well, let's go and round it off to 7. That way you have one for every day of the week.
And they never run out of gas.
There you go.
Can you imagine how much your insurance bill would be?
Jesus.
Holy smoke! I saw a deal where you remember the hurricane came through Florida, and what was that? The McLaren floated down the road. It had 500 miles on it. It floated past the guy's Rolls Royce.
I hate when that happens.
I saw a guy that this thing went to auction. You know, what's left of it, because, you know, once you've been in salt water in a car, there's nothing left. He said the insurance on those cars were between $12,000 and $14,000 a month. Oh my goodness, no.
I think you need to have that checked out again. Maybe shop around for some different insurance.
Man, alive.
Because the P1's only 210. Now 210,000 is a lot, but my house don't cost that much.
I know, but that's anyway. That's kind of no. That car was over $1 million. It was because scrap. He was expecting it to go as scrap for 200,000. So that's a very, very expensive car.
He must have had like a supermodel. Or
yeah, whatever it was. It was over $1 million for this car. And I guess if you got that and a Rolls Royce in your garage, the $12,000 to $14,000 a month won't cause you a problem at all.
Right. Things aren't as tight around the garage.
Yeah, I think he's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just can't say enough about the World of Wheels. It was just awesome.
There was a McLaren there, McLaren P1.
Yes, I saw that.
It was there with the Hesco.
A Fisker.
Fisker.
If you've never seen a Fisker, that is
I didn't see this Fisker before. I thought it was an Alfa Romeo.
It is electric, 100% electric car.
Mm-hmm.
They're before Tesla got big. Fisker was the up and coming thing, and I don't know if they have gone away. I hadn't heard anything about them.
No, they make new models.
They do. Okay.
They're probably just being outshined by
Tesla.
Larger companies are now moving into EVs.
And the technical side of it. But the Fisker is a good looking car. Kind of looked like a supercar in the front. That
looked like an Alfa Romeo in the front.
That maybe with an SUV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. Loading in, we had a slight incident loading the car. David took Richard Oettinger's car down there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unloaded because Wednesday it's going to be raining Thursday. He went ahead and took the car down there, unhooked it, so we'd go back at our time Thursday and unload the car and do everything. Well, he got there that morning to unload. There was cars all around it. He could not he couldn't get back to the trailer to unhook the car, to hook to it to get the car off the trailer. So we displayed Richard's car on the trailer, which actually turned out pretty good because David got a pretty flat trailer.
Yeah. Oh, and it also helped make sure people didn't touch it with it having fresh paint.
Yeah, that came out of paint booth on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, that was interesting. All right, I hear music in the background. We'll take us a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back on Drag Race Central.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome back to Drag Race Central. That's grandson over there.
Yep.
Mr. Britton Shew. How about that? He's looking good in his headphones. What you got?
Donna said good morning to all three of us. All three of us.
Really?
Little man.
Well, you know what I have in the truck.
Oh, you have her T-shirts?
I have Voodoo shirts in the truck for Donna and William.
There you go.
They've had some illness in their family, and they were not able to make it to the World of Wheels. So anyway, but I do have apparel in the truck.
You have the Voodoo apparel.
I do. Voodoo Racing, and of course Williams, his shirt says driver. Donna's, hers says snack lady. I did that.
Yeah, I believe you.
Well, actually, she asked for it. She said, I wonder if he'll put snack lady. We'd already done it.
Wonder if he will. Yeah. I will.
Yeah. Oh no, ain't no doubt. But I hate they didn't get to come to the World of Wheels, because we got to see so many of our listeners down there.
No, we sure did.
All right, so we got moved in.
We were fortunately able to get there. Now, it wasn't easy, but we were able to get there.
Well, I drive in. We wait our turn. Everything's good. Wait our turn. Got in there, and we unloaded the car and got it out of the way. And me and Stephen Hill said, "Hey, we'll go park the truck." So we took off to park the truck, and David Church came in and picked us up. We had out on the main road. Anyway, parked the thing, and we came back in. You had the car in the spot. He got you some help, and y'all pushed it over there, and then it took the jack. By the way, I think it killed the jack. I tried the jack.
It dropped the car on my hand a few times.
It killed the jack. It's one of the aluminum, one of the little aluminum pit jacks.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to jack it, do something with it when I was taking out the trailer. Nope.
Really?
Oh, it's KILT. I killed it.
I think it might have something to do with the fact I turned it sideways and put it in the.
Oh, in that did it jack up all right with the back?
Yeah,
end?
I would say it worked fine when I was using it. It dropped the car on my hand, but that's only because it flipped on its side.
Oh, okay. But maybe I'll let it sit, and I'll try it again, because I'd taken you put it in the wagon. It was sideways.
Right. Maybe that has something to do with it, because it still works when I put it away.
So anyway, maybe you just got air in it. You got the fluid turned sideways in the air. But anyway, I'll have to check that thing out. So y'all had it in position.
Mm-hmm.
In it, she had to go past it, jack it up, and turn it sideways, and parallel park it in our spot.
Yes.
When I showed back up, you had cornered a TV reporter.
No, I didn't corner him.
Well, what I saw.
Oh yeah.
I saw
from your perspective.
What I saw, you had him. He was macking you up when I saw him. So this, in my world, I'm thinking, what's that boy done? So anyway, you started just about the time I got there. Y'all were prepared to start talking about the World of Wheels and all this stuff. Well, you started. Hey, you get in there too. So I went over beside you, and we had a segment. You had a segment, and I had a segment.
Mm-hmm.
So we was on Channel 42. That was on. I believe it was. Didn't it air Thursday morning? 5 o'clock.
Friday morning.
Friday morning. Okay.
Because I was on the way to take Britton to school when you sent me the video.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I got up to make sure I had to see my smiling face on the TV. So got that. You got it. All that done. Y'all completely had it in place, ready for me to set chairs up and sit there and eat some snacks and. Hey, the important stuff.
For you.
The important stuff.
Right. We got all the boring stuff out of the way so you could have all the fun.
Well, yeah, somebody has got to do that, and I figured that was my job.
It might as well be.
Somebody got to do it.
Right.
There's a Nash Metropolitan parked beside us. The guy said he'd had it since '76. He said, if you are going to the store, he said, you can't drive this. That's why is that? He said, because you're going to be gone 2 hours. You pull up and everybody in the world wants to talk to you. I said, well, that's isn't that the reason we want to do this? So
yeah. Hey, when I drove the green car anywhere.
Oh yeah,
it was the exact same thing. Any engineer or wish they were an engineer wanted to come talk to me.
Yeah, but it did have one interesting person that stopped by. This guy. I think he's a man and his dad. stopped by and was looking at, we got Oettinger's car's got probably 3,500 horsepower ish.
He said around 3,000.
It's a bunch,
Right.
whole bunch, and ours has got in
22 range.
in over 2,000. So we've got serious rides.
Yeah.
This guy comes up in his Harley vest and began to tell me how fast his Harleys were. Okay.
Every Harley you've ever met was outran a Hayabusa.
He is outrun a Hayabusa.
Yeah.
My comment to him was, well, did he know y'all was racing? Because if he knew y'all was racing, you couldn't outrun him. Oh, yeah, but I've got a so-and-so. I've got a whatever magic motor. I said, well, I don't care if you had 10 of them motors. You won't, that just ain't the way it works. Then he says, I've got a street bike that'll outrun. He pointed at Richard's car. I said, really? I said, what you need to do is go back to y'all's clubhouse and y'all can lie to each other because you're trying to lie at the wrong place. Because we drag race. I said, you realize that black car will outrun a top fuel Harley. A fuel Harley runs 680s or so, or 50, whatever, in the quarter. Oettinger's car will go faster than that in a quarter mile.
It's like a 414 in the eighth, isn't it?
Oh.
Top fuel Harleys.
I don't even know.
It's fast.
Oh, hey, they are. But Oettinger's on a mile pass run 4 flat at 200 in eighth mile, run 200 mile an hour in eighth mile. He said, it's a street bike. I said,
it's not his race bike. Hey, come on now.
You got me. He said, my bike will run over 200 miles an hour.
No, he said, no, he's talking about how he took his Harley over 200 miles.
Oh.
Not that it could, that he's done it.
Yeah. I said, well, the only way a Harley will go 200 is if you push it out of an airplane.
Sideways.
And it may or may not because aerodynamics are so bad.
Yeah.
I said, they're great bikes. They're cruisers, but it won't run 200. Oh, yeah, it will. Well, all righty. So
apparently people don't know that there's actually math behind gear ratios.
And all those things, and it's a stock Harley has got 63 horsepower-ish, and if tuned and do everything, I think in the low 80s. Some of the S&S motors, the real big ones, I have 130 or 40. I don't know.
Oh wow!
And hey, they do a great job.
Yeah.
They won't run 200.
No.
So when you in your
Hayabusa run 203rd gear.
Yeah, well, it's when a Harley runs out of RPM, the Hayabusa changes to second.
Yeah.
Them things will roll. And the ZX14.
It's a terrifying
BMW
bike.
has one. Aprilia has one.
Yeah.
There's
the Mile Factory.
There's some serious pieces out there.
ZX14 has too much power.
And
too much.
And that H1 and H2, 297 horsepower. Hey, I hear music. We're going to go out and take a break. We'll be right back on Drag Race Central. Welcome back into Drag Race Central. This segment brought to you by
Southern Market.
Sit up here close.
Southern Market.
Southern Market. Yeah, that's right. You got to get up there and talk into the microphone there, bud. Southern Market is located at 621 Decatur Highway in Gardendale.
That's it. Hey, they got a good meat selection.
They sure do.
And it's not just like all beef. They got all kinds of stuff. Pork.
Hey, some scrimps. I had some scrimps.
I saw oxtail, I think.
Oh yeah, scrimps.
Yeah.
They've got some new thing coming in, Gulf shrimp. Yeah, got to get. I think get in line to get it. It was a big deal coming in. The lady told me about them, and I was in a hurry. I bought a bag of frozen shrimp, but she said, "Oh, we've got this coming in," so I'll have to get back up and check it out. They got the school pizzas.
Yes.
They got school pizza.
They got the Mexican school pizzas.
Oh yeah, got all kind of vegetables and. But anyway, go by and see them and tell them you heard about us here on Drag Race Central. Landon, what do you think about us going out to a caller?
All right, let's go ahead and let's do that.
Good morning.
Well, how are y'all two young men doing?
Well, Keith, I appreciate you talking young.
I did, because I know what's coming up.
Good Lord.
I was telling, the guy that answered there, I said, I'm 61, be 62, my birthday in August. I said, Randall's got one coming up, but I still ain't as old as him.
39.
Well, I'm going on my 40th year of being blind. Just November the 5th will be.
Okay, well, hey, let me tell you what I told Junior over here. When he first come along, I was hundreds of times older than him. Well, as he's aged, I'm only a little over 3 times as old as he is now. I'm not even 3 times as old. So he is catching me.
Yeah, he's coming up fast.
He is. I mean, I don't know if he'll ever pass me, but he's percentage-wise, he is catching me.
Yeah.
I went from hundreds of times older than him to only 3 times. So, so I think maybe this is some Common Core math.
Yeah. The next thing you know, it'll just be half as old as him.
Ooh. Well, I hope I make it that long.
Oh, you will. You're too mean.
Well,
yeah.
I've determined never let the old man in. That's the trick.
Yep.
I'm actually refusing to grow up.
Yeah, your age is just a number, so.
You got that right, and there's a couple of aches and pains go along with it.
Oh, now, I know how that goes. From top of my head to tip of my toes, there ain't a bone that ain't been broke more than once. So, especially in the rib department, front and back.
I've injured a few pieces myself. But hey, but you know what? I wouldn't have so many cool stories if that hadn't happened. So anyway,
I could sit and talk to a group of people and then tell them all about me, and it'd take a week to do it. We'd have to start at 8 o'clock in the morning, finish 5 o'clock in the afternoon, take breaks, and eat lunch too.
Well, I've got a speaking engagement coming up at the end of this month. That ought to be a hoot, because doing it on the radio is one thing, because there's 4 of us in this huge building. Well, you go sit in front of I think this is going to be approaching 300 people in an event. So I'm going to speak to it. That ought to be a hoot.
Yeah. Well, when I graduated at Gadsden State, they asked me to get up and speak. That Wallace Hall building, it holds quite a few people in the seat. It was packed, and they were standing around the wall. And had chairs, set out. And, well, before we got there, the power had went off. I had to get up and speak in that suit and tie.
Oh, that works, the tie.
And I'm hot natured, and they took pictures of me standing there at the podium. I didn't know it while I was speaking. I spoke for about 20, 25, 30 minutes.
Okay. But the pictures, when they finally showed it in the newspaper, my best friend I had, which he finally wound up dying with cancer, I nicknamed him Hot Dog. He said, yeah, I seen that in the paper. Said, man, you had sweat on your forehead. I said, you ought to seen under the rest of me. No doubt.
I was soaked. The air conditioner wasn't working. So.
Well, the speaking cold, when you, they point to you, get up and speak. What am I going to say? That's the cold speaking is the hardest thing. Of course, after been on the radio for 20 years, having a gift of gab is,
it's a talent.
It works.
Yeah.
So I've only got to speak about an hour, so I've got some pretty cool stories. And
where are you going to be speaking at?
It's at an event in Vestavia. So that ought to be fun.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get to make the World of Wheels because John's son Lemma that you met at Laster Mountain. His son. He calls me Uncle Keith. He tries to do every sport in school like I did, but we didn't have wrestling out here at West End. And he was in the wrestling, which he does pretty good. Well, she has to watch what he eats. He's up and down during the night. John said, trying to, just nibbling here, nibbling there with the cards, this, that, the other, to try to keep his weight. But they were in the state tournament in Montgomery this last weekend. And John and his wife, when she got off work at the bank, they took off Friday, and still down there with him in Montgomery, while his school was wrestling, which he's pretty good at it.
Oh,
but yeah, he told John, he called me Uncle Keith, said, I got to do like Uncle Keith, in my sports. Which, I talked to him about, the things I done and how, do it. I said, but you always don't look behind you, you look forwards. Yep. And you just keep pushing yourself.
That's right.
I said, just like Nick Saban says, when they won a game and win it good, we could have done better.
Yep. We did miss you. We did miss you at the World Wheels.
I wanted to come so bad and see that 53 Corvette.
Oh, it's a piece.
Oh yeah, me and John and Lemma and Donnie, we're gonna get together and come to your house one day one weekend when you're loose.
Okay.
Yeah, and see them things, and I might want to drive one of them down the road.
We don't go down the road in my stuff. No, these.
Well, we'll take it to Lassiter Mountain.
Well, it has to be on a prep place. Now the 55, I could actually drive it out. I could drive that around the block if I wanted to.
You need to throw some wheels on that.
Yeah, but the Corvette, it would drag. It's only about 3 inches off the ground. So it's
that's a low rider.
Well, you're trying to keep the air out from under the car. So anyway, it's a little bit harder. And you talking about tight. Now the 55, I have a passenger seat in it now.
Oh.
Now that's some of Landon's doing. He's going to take his girlfriend for a pass.
Yep.
Oh.
Or he says she. I don't know if she'll ever get in the thing. But you talking about surprising somebody, you can talk about how fast these things take off, but when you experience it, it's not the same.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, well, Keith, we appreciate you calling.
Well, okay, like I said, we still gonna get together. John said me and him and Donnie, and Mama. We're going to get together where you can find somewhere to go breakfast besides, where we've been going. Let you and Landon pick that out one Saturday.
All right. Now, we went to Big Bad Breakfast in Homewood.
Yeah, I remember you saying that last week.
Now, let me tell you. That's a home run. Now, a little expensive. It's about $20 a piece to eat breakfast there, but my goodness, it's some count.
It's good and plenty of it.
Well, you got to go earlier. If you wait till 9:30, 10 o'clock, you're not getting in. So long as you get there by 9 or so, you're okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to get you when you get off the show and just go right to it.
That'll work. All right, Keith. Be good, bud.
All right. You all take care and talk to y'all later. See you, Landon.
Take care.
All right, bye. That's our buddy Keith from up in
Altoona,
Alabama.
That's it. Hey, talk about our friends out here at VP Racing Fuel. I went by and visited one of their locations.
Hey, and time is running out. Valentine's is coming up this week.
We got 2 weekdays left. You can go out there and get some
2 pails of VP Racing Fuel for your honey. And I suggested this to people in person at the World of Wheels.
That's it.
The guys out said, what you need to do is get this. I told some girls to get get their honey some VP Racing Fuel, and that way, it should be a hero. Wouldn't have to worry about candies or anything. And I told the guys, make sure you get your wife or girlfriend some VP Racing Fuel. That way, she has no use for it, and you'll get to use it anyway.
That's it.
And she can't get mad because you didn't buy her anything. I mean, this is kind of pricey, and and I don't know how well that worked out. But 2 cans for Valentine's, Landon. Oh my goodness!
I'll take care of you there.
Ladies, think about this. some VP Racing Fuel, just a little splash, just a small splash behind your ear, and a racing T-shirt, oh baby, it'd be on. You don't think so?
Hey, no, whatever does it for you, man. I mean,
Well, yeah, you probably don't need to get this
simpler
stuff
man
on,
than I.
but it sure smells good. Chanel number 110
Chanel number 1.
or number 116.
I'm at least 97. You know,
No, I want some 110. We want some high-powered stuff.
93 ain't doing it for you.
No, it takes a 110. Maybe some C23.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Don't do C23. It don't smell good. It
No,
smells
it
like
doesn't.
turpentine. But some 110, it is awesome. So VP Racing Fuel, Capital City Motorsports Park has got it. That's the only track that is open right now.
That's right. They
where
also
you can get
have
it.
raised drive shafts, Gardner Performance, NVS Auto, and Coleman Discount Muffler.
Okay. So there's several locations. Going to run by and get you a pail today
You got Monday,
or Tuesday.
Monday or Tuesday. That's all you got.
2 pails, free honey.
Look, Gardner Performance is open. Sorry.
Not on Monday.
On today.
Oh, they're open today? Yeah, they are.
So you can still go by today.
9
and
to
get it.
12 today.
And then, so today you can go to Gardner Performance or Capital City Motorsports Park. Get either location and get your VP Racing Fuel
Just
for your Valentine's
back
Day.
the truck up to the door and just get all of it you need. You can.
'Cause, hey, look, yeah, that's a good point. If you don't know what kind of fuel he needs or she needs, just get one of everything.
She might need that expensive stuff.
Yeah, the real like
135 for 5 gallons. We can get some of that. That's Chanel number 135. That's what
that's Chanel 135 for sure.
Christian,
It better smell
Christian
nice.
Dior number 135.
Yeah, that's another one, yeah.
Well, anyway, you just go back and get some. And also, if you need a nitrous bottle filled up, you can take them by Gardendale Performance, and Rick could come by and get those things and fill them up for you. But please do not use a torch on your nitrous bottle. It's a good way to destroy the bottle, destroys the paint. It changes the metallurgy, and that thing's at 1,000 psi. And if it blows up, that can ruin your whole day,
Yeah,
and some more pieces too.
that it will. At least ruin the afternoon.
Yes, that's it. Let me look at my list and see if there's something else that's really exciting on here.
Hey, we can talk again about how Capital City is open today, having a truck meet.
Oh, they are? Okay. Truck meets.
They will. I guess I told you they're trying to steal some of the thunder from that big truck meet they have in Steele, Alabama, which is the biggest in our area by a long shot.
It is. Now, Landon, the World of Wheels.
Yeah.
A Ferrari. Ferrari is on a list of cool cars.
It's up there.
It is there.
Yeah.
Old ones, new ones. If you're in a Ferrari, life is pretty good. There was one in there that had him some Amazon mufflers,
eBay mufflers.
eBay mufflers.
And then he wanted to rev it up all the way on exiting the building.
He was a rev tuner with eBay mufflers on a 488.
I believe it was a 488.
488 Ferrari. It sounded not good.
That's it.
No, I'll say that. All right, we got music in the background. We're going to take some break. We'll be right back on DragRace Central. Welcome back again to DragRace Central. Landon, I need to do some real radio show. Yeah, it is 6:51. This is Saturday, February the 11th.
There it is.
If you have to be at work at 7 o'clock, you need to get on with the program because it's just
Or call
Nah.
in, one of the two. It's like, you know what, boss?
what if you are the boss and there's no way you can call? 'Cause you're the guy. You ever think about that? You're the guy.
You'll find out today if your job's actually needed.
I guess so. Well, several years ago there was a big company. They were having a bunch of layoffs, and the lady, it was in our Sunday school class. She got talking about everybody's nervous when this guy come walking down the hall. Oh my gosh, who's he gonna lay off now? And just pray for these people. And I thought, you know what? What about the poor guy who has to walk down the hall? Everybody's scared to see him coming. Think about his day.
Yeah.
he's not having a good day either. How many times you got to do it? I don't know if you get used to that. Telling somebody they've just lost their livelihood.
Right.
That wouldn't be a lot of fun either.
No, it would not. And you ain't making no friends like that either.
Yeah, that's, I guess, I don't know if I want that job or not. I'd had a particularly tough day one day, and one of my customers, remember the guy that taught you drums? His dad came in the shop.
Okay.
And we were talking. I said, man, I've had a tough day. He said, I had a worse than you do. I said, ain't no way you had a worse day than me. He said, let me tell you. He worked in the concrete industry, had run a plant. He said there was this woman who he knew that worked at another plant. He said, I've been trying to get this woman forever to come work for me. He said, finally did. And he said, it just makes my life easy for this woman to come do this job. He said, it's been wonderful. So her husband does a good job too. So we just kept on and on and on and on until I finally got him there too. He said, my life is easy. They come in and said, you got to let both of them go. Both of them quit very good jobs to come to work with him, and then I had to let them go. It was 3 weeks before Christmas. I said, you win. You had a worse job than me.
Jeez.
Yeah, he said I pet the woman had been working with for a few months, and finally talked the man into coming, and then the boss come in. So you talking about a guy having a bad day?
Yeah.
He was not happy with what he had to do. My goodness, so getting laid off one thing, but the layoff guy, he's got it even worse.
Did he have a black eye?
No.
Wow.
That was tough. I met somebody this week. He came in up Jimmy's. We hang around up there. He and his dad is doing a Cobra kit car.
Okay.
They were
putting LS1 in it.
They actually got a regular small block in it.
Okay.
More
authentic. Yeah.
What he had done, they were going to buy a new one. Went up to the place up in Unique Motor Cars up in Gadsden. By the time you buy it, I think there was a 9-month waiting period to get the kit, and it takes about a year to build. Now, your Uncle Mark's brother-in-law builds one of the things in 6 weeks. Different deal after he buys 3 at a time. He has a cabinet shop. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He can build one in 6 weeks in the afternoon. But, that's a little bit different. He's got a crew and all that stuff. But anyway, this man that told me him and his dad's 83 years old, and he said he's more technical. This guy was an attorney. And he said they were putting fuel injection on it, but a FiTech unit on this car.
Okay.
It had a Edelbrock, and he said that Edelbrock doesn't support that unit anymore. Anyway, but he said it was 9 months to order a kit, and you get it, and it takes about a year to put this kit together. It doing it in spare time, and they're just able to work on it just on the weekends.
Right.
And so they bought one that was almost finished. I think it cranked and drove it one time, but the fuel injection they just couldn't get right, so he put a regular intake and a FiTech unit on it. That's the thing like the Sniper.
Yeah.
He's got that, and he was plumbing, and just a nice conversation. Doing a project with his dad.
You know what he needs for that?
What's that?
Raised drive shafts.
You know what? If you don't, he will have it. Tell about Raised Drive Shaft.
Raised Drive Shaft is located at 1417 Decatur Highway in Fultondale, Alabama. Open Tuesday through Friday. He is the drive shaft man of the South.
The guru, the sensei.
That he is the master of all drive shaft needs. He that'd
be perfect.
If you bring in a U-joint, he can smell what number it is.
I bet the drive shaft wouldn't be 2 foot long on that thing. Because the way those cars are configured.
Yeah, they would be rather short.
Of course, the ends is what costs the most. The middle don't cost much more.
Right.
Short one, a long one, just
a
little material. But the hard part's on the end.
Right, getting them balanced.
Yep, make sure it's right. But they had bought. And I don't know if he had a drive shaft in that thing yet. But they got one that was an automatic that worked out pretty good. And some of them, there's a small foot box. So
Yeah.
where you put your feet is not real big. Of course, this being automatic is only 2 pedals. That worked out. And also, they've made them, I think, about 6 inches longer, and all of it in the foot area. So actually, you can get in and out of things.
Right.
And I suggested, buying some racing shoes because the way, the way they fit. You
don't hang your
you
foot on
put
the pedals.
Hey, you put your wingtips on and get in one of them. It's not going to be fun. Ray, you'll kick them shoes off and wrap your big toe around the accelerator pedal.
That's it.
But some racing shoes, they're amazing to drive in. Now, walking around, they're terrible. But you lace them rascals up, and it's kind of like driving barefooted on you. You got protection.
Yeah.
So that was real neat. I told him the fuel injection. I said, Holly, Terminator will run that. He says, I don't. You want this thing? So he's gonna give me the injection. I don't know. So if you're listening this morning, I will take that fuel injection.
You sure will.
I don't know what I'll do with it, but if nothing else, it'll be good trading material.
We'll figure it out.
I hear music in the background. We'll go ahead and take us a break. We'll be right back on Drag Race Central. Welcome back into Drag Race Central. I am mixing up some hot chocolate.
It's good for
Not
the
for
soul.
me. Not for me this time. This is for Junior. I already had one. Hold on a second. We don't want to spill this thing.
This one's extra hot right now. You gotta give it a second.
I'm gonna pass it over to Landon. That way you won't have to worry about getting burnt.
Yep, that's mine.
There we go. All right, Landon. We just had a fact come across telephone.
What's that?
All right, now you listen to this, and in our world, this makes a lot more sense than most people's world.
Okay.
VP racing fuel is much cheaper than chocolate. Do you realize that 5 gallons of VP racing fuel weighs 37 pounds?
Okay.
That's $2.35 per pound. Compare that to a Whitman sampler. This is such a better deal.
How much is Whitman sampler?
They weigh a pound. It's about $35 for a pound. Look up on the phone and see how much. We need to do some fact checking on this.
So I want 5 gallons of hot chocolate sauce.
No, this is Rick has sent this to me.
Yeah.
See how much a Whitman sampler is. Hey, get a nice one now. Don't cheap out and get one of them that's got 4 pieces in it, and one of them's a chocolate covered cherry that nobody eats. See,
$72 for a Hershey's.
$72, and how big?
That's for 5 pounds.
5 pounds? It's still, it's expensive.
That is outrageous.
So anyway, VP Racing Fuel, $2.35 a pound. What a bargain! How much is that a pound?
What?
The $72 one. Let's do the math.
Let's do the math on that real quick. So that's 5 pounds. Divide that by 2. That's $14 per pound.
$14 a pound. VP Racing Fuel is a lot better buy and more usable too.
Yeah.
Because ladies, remember, with chocolate, a moment on the lips is a lifetime on the hips. How about that?
Now, if you drink VP, it will be a lifetime on the hips.
It won't last long though.
Do you know that a gallon of it'd kill you, but if you did the math on it, a gallon of gasoline will have enough calories in it to last you until you die, like 70 years.
Oh yeah.
Now it'll kill you to do it, but it's got enough calories.
Well, I had a problem. I was rebuilding the carburetor and poured some gas in a little cap, sit outside the basement door, letting it evaporate. House cat come over there and took several licks of it, took off running. Oh, he on about the 3rd lap around the house, he fell over. It was terrible, Landon. Was he dead? No, he's just out of gas. Was you listening?
Yeah. No. Okay. No, I am. I messed up the math on it.
Okay.
It was there are 31,000 calories in a gallon of gasoline.
Is that BTUs, British thermal units?
Calories.
Well, let's don't do that. You want,
if you want a bulk, gasoline.
No, don't do that. It'll make you regular, very regular. No, no, it's terminal. Don't do that.
Yeah. I didn't say you'd survive it. I'm just saying if you wanted to bulk.
Well, as a kid, my mini bike, tried to keep a gallon of gas around there. Keep my mini bike. I had a Mini Trail 50. I was like stud muffin and a half with a Mini Trail 50, and baby is blue and silver. But anyway, landed gas was 23.9 is how much gas was a gallon. Well, in order to do a wheelie on my mini bike, 10 cents of gas is all I could put in it. It would take 12 or 13 cents to fill it up, but the additional weight on this 1.97 horsepower engine, it would not do a wheelie. And I'd have to ride around about half a day before enough gas got out of it or I could do a wheelie again. So Daddy would come in and he said, "Boy, don't spend your money on gas. Why don't you get you a can and siphon gas out of the truck, and that way you keep." So he said, "I'll never miss a gallon of gas out of the work truck." And it was his, He bought the gas. So I learned to siphon gas out of my daddy's truck. Landon and I have
That's great parenting right there.
Well, he was right. He's footing the bill anyway. He's giving me the money.
Yeah.
But he taught me to just get me some gas in a. Of course, we used a antifreeze jug. We didn't have no gas jug. It was an antifreeze jug.
Yeah.
So I'd get me close to a gallon, and a gallon would do me several days.
Right.
Landon, right now, I have a PhD in siphoning gas. I can get gas out of anything. I was good at it. So anyway, somebody tells me their BMW had gas stole out of us. No, it didn't. You can't steal gas because I know how. It ain't coming out of there.
Hey, so Donna wanted to know how in the world somebody figured out the calories of gasoline. I got you something better.
That's on Landon.
There's better math than that on top of here.
Oh.
So if you were going to say 31,000 calories in a gallon of gasoline, it would take you 912 miles to walk off 31,000 calories. So that means that each person gets about 912 miles per gallon.
Wow. But the trouble is about 3 steps and you're dead. Don't take in gasoline.
Hey,
calories? I don't even know. That's how much energy.
Yep.
Well, it's energy that would be a conversion from BTUs to calories, and that may be what it is.
No, it was a scientist in England.
Okay.
Who was doing a nutritional thing. And somebody's like, "Hey, how much is gasoline?" And he did the math on it.
Right. Well, it would be that would got to be converting BTUs into, because gasoline has about 32,000 BTUs, it's British thermal units of heat in a gallon. Right now, and I think my numbers are correct, we're using somewhere between 7,000 and 9,000 BTUs out of a gallon of gas.
There are 114,000 BTUs per gallon of gas.
Okay, and I think it's about 9,000 all we're using, because the rest of it's turned into friction and heat and all those other stuff that we're actually consuming that much. So 114,000 BTUs in a gallon. Is that regular or is that ethyl?
Is that leaded or unleaded?
Well, we don't care about that. We just want regular ethyl. And then in about 75, we come up with mid-grade. There you go. We had mid-grade gas. Then it got expensive. Instead of 23.9, it went to 50 cents and to $1 in about a year. Boy, there was some people crying the blues.
No, I can't. Some people are saying it's 31 million calories.
Nope. No. The calories, I'm not sure what that number. That's screwy.
No. Hey, I watched a whole documentary on it. This was real science.
Oh, so it said it on it said it on Google's on internet, so it's got to be right.
No. I watched an actual professional documentary on somebody who did that, and it's legitimate. Now, why you would need to know this information, I don't know.
I agree. I don't want to know how many calories in gasoline, but I bet you VP's got more calories in it because it ain't gas; it's fuel.
That's right. It's non-petroleum. Wait. Is it a petroleum product?
It's a chemical.
Okay.
There may be some petroleum distillates in it.
I was about to say, if it's a non-petroleum product, but their name is
Racing fuel. Remember, it's not gas; it's fuel.
right, but their name is something petroleum. What's the Vaseline petroleum?
No, we're not Vaseline.
No, it's not.
VP. I don't know what it stands for. Volatile products.
Volatile products.
Volatile products.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not volatile petroleum then.
No, but it's not a petroleum. What I understand, because Rick he can straighten, but it is a manufactured product.
Well, there's lots of locations to go get it, regardless.
There he is. And
NVS Auto.
None at a restaurant.
NVS Auto, DG Motorsports, Gardendale Performance, Race Drive Chefs, Capital City Motorsports Park.
There's going to be some more drag strips.
Way more drag strips later in the year.
You know where gasoline was originally sold?
Convenience stores.
No, drugstores.
That's the same thing, isn't it?
It wasn't convenient at that time.
Well,
Long
no
time
stores
ago.
were convenient then.
Well, especially had to walk.
Chill out.
We just had a major malfunction over here with a grandson doing loop-de-loops in a chair. He nailed something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, so how about the Southern Market? We hadn't talked about Southern Market. 621 Decatur Highway in Gardendale. Get your what'd you call that? The store pizza? No, the school pizza.
School pizza.
He said
They
school
had the
pizza.
Mexican pizza.
Oh, they did.
Yes.
All kind of vegetables and.
You can point it out by eye due to its octagonal shape.
Oh yeah. Huh. A good line of meats and eggs and stuff you need. And we just always call it going to the meat store. We go up there and buy stuff and fill the freezer up, and then you go to the grocery store and get other stuff.
Right.
So you go to the meat store and
Got a good selection of meat, spices, and fish.
and vegetables, frozen vegetables. Oh yeah. Go by and see them and tell them you heard about us on Drag Race Central.
That's right.
Southern Markets it is. So we spent all that time at the World of Wheels. Hold on a second. Put that down. Leave it alone. I'm having a big granddaddy. Anyways, there's a stand over here that you do a podcast on, and he just cannot leave it alone.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had the Ferrari with the eBay mufflers on it, and it sounded like a Ferrari with eBay mufflers. That's actually what it sounded like. It was
It really did.
Yeah. It had them sticking out.
And now look, I wouldn't be nearly as upset about him and cracking on him as bad, but he decided he needed to rev tune that thing when he left.
And what is it with the rev tuning? They fired them up, and all these people with their cars thought they was Harley riders. And I know what it is, a Harley rider. Got to rip the throttle.
There was a Mustang over there bounced off rev limiter.
It just,
And we're indoors, so I'm getting choked.
Yeah.
I knew we were any minute away from setting the fire alarm off.
But anyway, the rev tuning thing was just unnecessary.
Right.
Because in hot rod world, we're not impressed because we have fast stuff, and you think you got fast stuff. How about that?
That's it.
They sit around their clubhouse talking about how fast each other's car is.
Yep.
Never been to the drag strip. That's a real problem.
Those times don't mean anything. Everybody knows that. What do you mean it's got math behind it?
That's it. All right, let's go out and take a break. We'll be right back on Drag Race Central. Welcome back into Drag Race Central. Landon, got to do radio show stuff, guys. And 7:19. If you needed to be at work at 7, you're a little bit late.
That'd be right. The time you're listening to the radio, you got caught up in traffic.
Traffic was bad. The traffic was bad. It was awful. There was a wreck. You come up.
There was plenty of traffic coming through here.
We had cars we followed were following us this morning, and it's the strangest thing. Some days we don't have any.
We're middle of the pack this week.
Yeah, we were. Well, Landon, I hate to tell you, I've made the car show guys mad with their rev tuning.
Yeah.
As if revving them cars up were exciting. Let me go ahead and, since I'm doing this, let me go ahead and make another group mad. when you come to the car show, why do you bring your dog? I can assure you, and I'm not a dog psychologist. I don't even play one on the radio. Your dog doesn't like race cars.
No, cars. There wasn't race
Cars.
there.
Yeah, we had race cars. But why do you bring your pet? Now I saw one service animal, different rules. It was a real service animal, and he was marked correctly.
Was he on duty?
He was. Oh, he was. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you bring your sissy dog on a string to the car show. Please don't do that, because you can imagine somebody with a set of bead lock. The wheels are. I think bead locks are $1,600 each. If your dog raises its leg on a $1,600 wheel, your dog may go in orbit because they're gonna kick him. Please leave your dogs at home. Nobody's impressed. Remember, nobody loves your dog except you. How about that? So anyway, that way I've got a whole group, another group of people that's mad at me now. But that's all right. Leave your dogs home. Now, getting out of the World of Wheels was or should have been an experience into itself. When I unloaded, I went ahead and took the trailer home and went back down to the Jefferson Civic Center. So when it come time to to go get to unload the car or to load the car back up, I went home, got the trailer, and came back down. And up on
I wish it was that simple. What actually happened was I saw the parking was $30.
Oh.
And I was like, hey, I'll just drive us back and forth and I'll walk.
It was where I was $20. Where Hottie was, it was $30. So I left my vehicle.
Where I was free.
I can't walk.
It was
that
just
far.
several blocks.
Well, since I had left my vehicle in the parking deck all weekend, on the way out, it wouldn't open the door. They got me for the other 2 days it had parked there.
Did they really?
Yeah. So I spent $60 parking. Hottie spent $80 parking. So parking downtown has gotten out of hand.
No, it wasn't downtown. You can thank BJCC for that.
Oh yeah,
That was their parking.
It was.
Yep.
And there's plenty of it left because people just refuse to go in. But that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't blame the World of Wheels people for that.
Oh no, it wasn't the World of Wheels at all. It was the city of Birmingham has done that, the parking authority. So I went to get the trailer, came back up 26th Street, got in North Birmingham, and turned and come past the Protective Life Stadium. Great facility. Well, on the backside of the Civic Center, everybody was in kind of a queue line to get their cars out, and that's where all the cars that were upstairs is coming out up there. Well, there's no reason for me to be up there, so I eased my way through the crowd, went to the light, turned left, come down the little hill, and went around, came in by the hotel. Well, they had it blocked off. Well, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, well, maybe that guy will, he'll let me know what I need to do. Well, he waved me in. He moved the gate, waved me in. Oh, cool, okay. There was a box truck in front of me, and I'm the first truck and trailer in line.
Sweet.
to get a car. Well, there's a bunch of cars were driving out, and bikes and all this stuff. And Bobby Gaither, his race car, they pushed it out. His trailer was out on the road.
Same thing with the Salines. They drove them over there to the Sheraton.
Yeah, where the parking was. Yeah.
Now, I wonder if they had them valeted.
I don't know.
They parked right there at valet parking.
I guess you could, but they. So I'm number one in line.
Yeah.
It's a big box truck. I'm not sure what he was doing. He was picking up stuff, but I was the first race car, and I got thinking, I have broke in front of somebody. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm number one.
Oh no, you were not going to be the first one out there.
So I should have been 40th or 50th with any luck. So anyway, I get behind that truck. They pull in, and Will Wrecker had their big wreckers in there, and I kept hoping they'd move, but I jacked the trailer around, and the poor parking guy in there, he actually worked for the World of Wheels. He said, "Man, I don't know what I'm." I said, "Look, whatever you need me to do, you let me know. I'll do it. Don't you worry about me. I won't be your problem." Because there's some people that get pretty wound up about that stuff, but not me. I just whatever you need to do.
Oh, I thought I was going to come to blows with that Corvette guy.
Oh,
I stepped over his mirrors, and I'm pretty good at my footwork. And I straddled some mirrors, and he touched me. I don't like people to touch me.
But
and I was like, "Hey, don't do that again."
He addressed me. I got mirrors laying back here. So you might ought to move them.
He's trying to tell me like I stepped on him. I was like, "Man, I won't step on your stuff." I was like, I do respect your stuff, but don't touch me.
So anyway, I went in and got I jacked the car around, or jacked the trailer around, and we got the car, and I fired the generator up. Now the winch I put in the trailer, everybody's got batteries, and and the battery works pretty good. When I was deciding what winch to buy, I bought one that works on 110. The generator was right there. I mash a button, generator fires up, and ours makes no noise. Hooked the winch to it, and pulled that car right in, and strapped it down. From when we opened the back gate to where we pulled off, 5 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
5-7 minutes, we were out of there.
Once we got it in, we were done.
Yeah, you strap it down, and the biggest issue is the front end. You got to lean it up and get the car in place, and then flop the front end down on it. It's kind of that's a handful.
Right.
It won't just stay there. I got to come up with some kind of rig to hold that hood. Well, I say hood, the front end, hold front end up.
And the door.
And the door don't cause a lot of problems. You can lean it up.
I like the. Who did I see that did that?
Has racks to hold the doors.
Yeah, you set it. It's just like it is in the car. You set it into the slots and you close the door.
Okay. We may have to add that.
The stubs.
Okay. Well, they got racks and all.
They have a thing on the wall where you set the pins on for the door, and you close the door onto the trailer.
Well, that's kind of handy.
And then when you go to get it off, you pop the door open, pick it up, you're good to go.
Great idea. But anyway, that's we was out of there, and then they had to get Old Tinger's car out and swap trailers, and it was just a handful.
It didn't go that smoothly, did it?
No, he had some health issues and had to go to the hospital from it, and dang it. Richard, he gonna be all right though.
That's good.
I think the trip to Minnesota, a 32-hour trip to Minnesota and back, didn't help a bit.
No.
He said that he was up there and the high was 6.
He told me he drove 22 hours straight.
Yeah, but he was somewhere, and it was just up there and back, and they added
another trip
a
on top of it.
200-mile trip, a side trip. So he was gone 32 hours.
Yep.
Come home, he needed to take a little nap. So anyway, he may have to stop some of that, take a little rest.
Maybe.
But he had to be back because we had the World of Wheels coming on. Because fortunately, our friends will go get stuff for us, and so that worked out real well. We had just a nice weekend.
Had a blast.
Yes, we did. Most fun you have with your britches on. How about that?
That's it.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back on DragRace Central. Welcome back into DragRace Central. I guess, this being a drag race show, we might ought to talk about a little bit of drag racing.
Okay. There isn't any. Good talk.
Well, it didn't take long, did it?
Nope.
Well, we still have no information on Laster Mountain Dragway, whether anybody is taking this over. We sure hope that it opens up this year.
No, if somebody wants to flip the bill for us, we'll do it. But we're not paying for it.
You got a mouse in your pocket? You said we?
Yeah, we.
I don't want no job.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, okay. So if
you've got plenty of extra time on your hands. You work 2 hours.
Atlanta, I'm so stressed.
This is research.
The research?
Yeah.
We'd have something to talk about. That's for dang sure.
Look. If there's ever an event, if there's ever not an event going on, we'll just start one.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
We
But
might
anyway,
make our own content.
there's no. Hey, we could have a YouTube channel. What's going on at Laster Mountain Dragway?
That's it.
We could be influencers.
Influencers.
That's scary.
That's a weird word.
Well, I see that crap on YouTube. Oh, I'm an influencer. Let me think about that. Anyway, if anybody interested in a drag strip, Laster Mountain is for sale.
Right.
And I'm assuming that it's still available if somebody wants to lease it and have some cool events, and let me and Landon come up there and hang out.
That's a requirement. That comes with the purchase. Me and you come with the purchase of the track.
Yeah. It's only through the woods, only about 3 miles.
Right.
Through the woods to the track. And that matter of fact, I have ridden a 4-wheeler over there. It's been a while because I obviously don't have one now, but a 4-wheeler, go up the railroad tracks, and it comes right there at the track. You just go up the hill.
Do you think that owning a track is like owning a car trailer?
Everybody want to borrow it?
Yeah. Everybody wants to be your friend, borrow it. And they're going to start saying our track.
Yeah, our track, yeah. Yeah, so what do you do on our track? I don't remember your name on the lease.
On the check.
On the deed, yeah, on the check, your name wasn't on it.
Yeah. I bet it is.
I'm sure. And the biggest problem I see about owning or operating a track is everybody who comes up there knows how you should be running your business.
Everyone does.
Everyone up there. Now they would not.
No, they wouldn't do very good.
They wouldn't stroke a check for you, but they would. They'd tell you how you and how stupid you are for doing what you've done.
Right.
That would be a tough deal.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And no matter how you did it, somebody's telling you you're doing it wrong.
And how about this? If somebody loses, well, there was a bracket race going on up there. I think it was this year. It was a big bracket race.
This past year.
A guy, this girl won. She hadn't raced very long. Anyway, just her and her husband both just nice as can be.
Good job.
She ended up getting in the money. Well, the door popped open, and there's this guy brought her up to the tower. There's no way she outran me. I said, well, let me see what you got. Showed me the paper. I said, well, you broke out or you missed by 4,000. She won by 4,000. No, she is. It is impossible.
Oh, it's because she's a woman or something?
No, because he thought he was that good. I said, so you can see 4,000ths of a second at 150 mile an hour. Yeah.
I hate to tell the guy, but I have been practicing every day on my timing with editing videos. 5,000ths as quick as I am.
Well, he missed by 4,000ths, and
so I know he can't see 4,000ths.
Well, he said, I'll have you know I've won $4 million bracket racing, and I said, well, you didn't add 5,000 to it today because this lady outrun you. Well, I'll never be back to this place. Well, okay.
All right, man.
How many times have I heard it? You're going to run out of tracks. There's only so many of them.
No, I'm 32 or 23, whatever it is. A lot.
If you say you're not going to come back to a track, by the end of the year, you're going to have no place to race.
Yeah.
Because occasionally you'll mess up. This young lady didn't. She was. I said, hey, you going back to track? You didn't do nothing wrong. You're fine.
Yeah.
He's just mad because he got beat.
You see it all the time.
There's a group of people are mad every time. Of course, a bunch of them they win and they're mad. I can't imagine coming to the drag strip and be mad about anything. You know, sometimes things don't go well, but hey, I'm at the drag strip. It don't matter. Break your car, put it in a trailer. We go do something else. We'll go to the concession stand. How about that?
That's it.
So anyway, we run. You see all kinds. If any of you guys out there ever had dealt with the public, you'll understand that every now and then there's some people you just cannot
negotiate with.
Oh, it's tough. But anyway, if you're interested in the drag strip, now I've put those thoughts in your head.
Yeah. Now that we've sold you. Laster Mountain Dragway. It comes with Randall Shew as your
announcer. I don't know if it does or not.
He asking a smooth 200,000 a year.
Oh, I'll be your announcer. Oh yeah, I might do it for less. Now, I'm not sure how much I do it for, but I know 200 will cover it.
Yeah.
And what kind of percentage you gonna get as my agent?
As your agent, 60%.
60%.
Yeah.
You think your Colonel Tom Parker took that much money out of Elvis's? Now, he took 80%, whatever the number was, of Elvis's money. So anyway, you're not gonna cut me a slack?
No.
Dang, I'd be better off giving it all to you.
I'm your manager and coworkers. So manager is 30%, coworkers 30%. It's 6%.
I'm just gonna give it all to you.
That worked for me.
And you buy breakfast.
As long as if we can split up that kind of money, well, I'll start swinging breakfast.
Oh, okay. Well, you gotta have a plan, and we're gonna have to have breakfast here this morning too.
We sure are.
I'm not sure exactly what we're gonna have, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Oh yeah.
We take Junior over there. We take him to Waffle Jacks. Waffle Jacks sound good.
That's for sure.
That's it. Waffle Jacks. Anyway, that's if y'all have never been to Waffle Jacks.
And it's not called Waffle Jack. It's called Waffle House.
He got it right this time.
Okay. Well, I guess he got it right this time. Capital City Motorsports Park. Their Pro Mod Series starts up May the 6th. We are still a little ways away. And I don't know if we're going to get the Corvette out. I think it's about time for a set of rods.
And an axle seal.
I think it's got too much in it.
Think?
Yep.
So, well, you let it leak long enough, it won't leak anymore.
Well, I know it'll get that. We didn't leak any on the floor down to World of Wheels.
I know it's on the wheel still. I saw it in there.
Oh, you did? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I had wiped off and brake cleaned enough that it should have lasted a while. But if it's got too much in it, the wheel seals can't seal. So that's a possibility also. I do need to get up under that thing.
That's like Harleys though. If they leak enough out, they'll stop leaking, which means that they had too much oil in it.
Or if there's no leak under your Harley, you better put some oil in it. Well, the newer stuff is.
Yeah, the newer stuff's fine.
Yeah, but them old stuff with the
air cooled.
Yeah, and the case split, and the case moves around, and it just won't seal.
Yeah.
So that's a real problem. But
it run 200 apparently.
I wonder if it leaks at 200. It'd leak oil on the back wheel at 200 miles an hour. I can see that being a problem.
No. See, look, I wonder if he said that his ran 200 and didn't leak oil. That's how you know he's lying.
I guess so. Probably has an old knucklehead.
Probably.
Yeah, or nailhead. Back before they got modern.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like we're gonna have some rain today. The sun is supposed to come out tomorrow. Still going to be a little bit cool. It won't be long until the temperature is going to start coming up and the tracks will start opening. And I haven't seen on Capital City's website for a long time if it was 50 degrees or above and not raining, their track was open because it was easier and cheaper for them to open the track than it was to fix all electronics when you let them sit for several months.
Yeah.
So that is a possibility. We'll have to check that out because the 55 needs to be out. I swapped transmission in it, so I need to get out and try it. I'm gonna
stretch its legs.
It ought to be a little more violent. Put a turbo transmission in it. It had a power glide, and you go from a 180 first gear to a 252 first gear. It makes the cars a little bit more violent when they leave.
Hey, speaking of transmissions, I think I figured this out by now. If you would you've been working on your transmission tester, you could have rebuilt it by now.
Well, I know it.
You could have just rebuilt transmission. You'd have been good.
Only a couple hours I can build a power glide. That's not a big deal.
You've been putting a couple months in
transmission
builder.
I've already got the gasket set. Paper and rubber set, already got it.
Yeah. So you could have just put all your time in rebuilding it. You wouldn't even have to worry about testing it right now.
I guess you're right. But it wouldn't have been near as much fun. All right, I hear music in the background, and we'll come back for our last break of the day. We'll be right back on Drag Race Central. Welcome back into Drag Race Central. We're here for our last segment of the day. And it is 7:47.
That it is.
If you got to be work at 8 o'clock, it is time to get there.
No, something more stressful is coming up than that.
What's
Most
that?
people. Valentine's Day is Tuesday.
Yes, it is. We make sure you get your honey something sweet, if you're sweet enough. Now, guys, if you have sugar in your tank, this ain't gonna work out good. If y'all you don't want sugar in your tank if you're a guy. But just be nice and do something do something for the lady that puts up with you.
Yeah.
Actually, it could be that you're putting up with her. It could be mutual.
It could be.
You don't ever know.
You never know. So, yeah, get that taken care of. I've warned you here so you have no excuse to forget.
That's right. I mean, the Drag Race show tells you to take care of your lady because, it's only going to be another month or so. You'll be going to the drag strip a bunch.
Yeah.
And you want her smiling.
That's right. Buy her a drive shaft from Ray's Drive Shafts. Open Tuesday.
And
so you get it while she's at work.
Surprise her.
Yeah.
You wrap that baby up and 2 cans of VP racing fuel and go by. Oh, Landon, look, go by the meat store, Southern Market, and get some steaks and grill some steaks, and you can use the VP racing fuel in a lawn chair and use it for a table.
Yeah.
Man, that's this. I'm talking 5-star dining.
5-star dining. That's
What it could be. Well, they got great meats and vegetables, and I bought a Yoo-hoo up there too.
That's what matters.
Oh man,
the problem with Yoo-hoo though is you never get.
No, you got to have 2 of them.
Never get quenched. No,
there's a law about Yoo-hoos. You got to buy 2 because the first one is so good you just throw it down. You swallow that whole thing in one gulp, and the second one you can sip on it. Now you buy a Coke, Pepsi, a drink like that, you can sip it the whole time, but Yoo-hoos don't work that way. So you go and get you all kind of cold drinks and meat. So a pair of steaks or some shrimp, some VB racing fuel, and a drive shaft from Ray's, and go over to MTO Motors and buy her a car.
There you go.
And go up to the home place and get a house.
Pretty sweet.
Hey, you put racing fuel. Have you a garage built? I've got a new potential sponsor that's going to do dirt work if you're doing a garage. If you're doing a garage and got all the dirt work to do, we're going to be talking about him as we're coming up. Derek, and he's an old drag race buddy. Talk to us at down at World of Wheels, and we'll be getting with him in the next couple of weeks, and we'll have you somebody to do your site work when you're going to put your garage mahal up. You need a garage to keep all your stuff. What do you think, Landon?
That'll work.
What you got going on over there?
Paying bills.
Oh, paying bills.
It did hit me, and I better do it now before I forget again.
Oh yeah, they will send you another notice, or send a truck out there and turn your stuff off.
Yeah,
that ain't fun. Anyway, 7:51. We're waiting for racing season to start up. The Corvette's ready. The 55 is ready. Hopefully we'll get to do some racing this weekend. This year. If Lassen Mountain opens up, it really will help us out. Just a few miles to the track, as opposed to Huntsville has a new operator. The Burchell family is taking it back over. Of course, Capital City Motorsports Park, they do a good job. Bayleton, and of course, you can't forget I-22. We got Pro Mod stuff coming. I-22.
We're gonna be there July 4th.
That week, whatever the 4th is, we'll be there on there that weekend. Always a great place to go, and I think you need you a vegetable, something at the vegetable stand.
Yeah.
Or the cantaloupe stand, whatever they are, tomato stand.
We're gonna sell porticool spots.
Porticool spots. We got a.
Don't touch anything else. Do you understand?
We've got a 8-year-old in here doing stuff. Anyway, that's all right. All you granddaddies know that. It's a we got an 8-year-old in a place that you got to be quiet. It don't work out too good.
Right.
But this is what live radio is all about.
That it is.
And it's a lot of fun. Me and we'll go up to I-22, get some barbecued nachos. Now, that'll make you smacky greeny.
That will.
We'll get the RV fired up, and I replaced a latch. One of the latches were broken. I had a couple extra, so I replaced a latch on it, and I put a set of coach batteries in it. Got it ready. That thing is ready to go. I fixed the refrigerator.
Yeah. You got it all squared away
and pulled back in position. Boy, that wasn't near as much of a problem as I thought it was going to be. There's a hatch on the outside. I didn't even have to pull the refrigerator out of the hole.
That's good.
I had that little and I could have done everything. Had a bird nest. There was a small grill missing, and a bird got up in there and built a nest on top of the compressor on the refrigerator. Well, it overheated and shut off.
Right.
Made no sense, but I'd check it again. This thing was working fine. Check it again, stuff's hot. So I turned it off and didn't know what was going on. But anyway, that's all it was. Put the had a bird nest, weighed about 2 pounds on backside of it, and got it all straightened out. So we'll have cool stuff when we go to the track now.
Yeah. Well, we can have some cold drinks that are cold.
Yeah, cold drinks are cold because what was it? A month and a half ago we had some cold drinks because it was cold outside. It got to 11 degrees. I opened the refrigerator up. There was a glass Coke inside the refrigerator. It did not bust. So that thing it insulates from the outside too.
There you
go. So a glass Coke. There's not a whole lot of expansion in glass.
Right.
I'm sure some if you had a micrometer, but when it moves, it breaks all to pieces. But it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
So that is. I'm trying to think what else got going in the RV that we need to do for the year. There was a place on top that the paint had come off this siding. You got a top and a side, and this covers the two areas. I went up and sanded it down and put some. What is the guy that gets on the water seal stuff?
Flex Seal.
Flex Seal. Oh, I put Flex Seal on it. It actually looks pretty dang good.
That's good.
Of course, like my paint jobs, 100 to 100 has 100 feet and 100 mile an hour. That thing looks good.
Looks great.
That's it. If you're, we hadn't mentioned a couple of weeks. If you're interested in a bracket car, call Joey up at the home place. He's got the Trans Am for sale, 69 Trans Am, tube chassis car. Give Joey a call at the Warrior location. He can hook you up if you're. It's got a real 455 Pontiac motor. Runs 560, 70, so it's a good performing car. If you need a bracket car, give Joey a call. What else have we got? I'm trying to make sure I got everything covered. Looking at all my notes here on the in front of you. Make sure I talk to everyone. Preston. Preston, we're going to talk to him again. Make sure that he comes to the track. I did have one incident. A young man. He was 20-ish. His girlfriend, same age.
Right.
It was one of those deals where there wasn't many people on the aisle. And as they stopped and looked at our car, and he started walking off, and I said, "Hey man, you need one of those." He said, "I don't need that thing." I said, "Well, you don't need a girlfriend that pretty neither, but you got her, hadn't you?" She said, "Oh, thank you so much."
And she's like, "I like him."
Maybe my favorite. I keep hearing him. Oh, he's over in the upside
corner.
Down. Yeah. So every now and then you get to make somebody's day.
That's it.
I put a bunch of kids inside the car and put a nitrous bottle in their lap and let their parents take pictures of them.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. You end up with the nitrous pillows. They look just like a nitrous bottle, only they're a pillow.
You're right. They're not dangerous. Yeah,
you won't hit yourself in it. If you got hit in the head with one of them, it's not going to hurt anything. several years ago, there was a car wrecked up at Sand Mountain. Went tumbling down, and the nitrous bottle was not secured. Hit the boy in the helmet and killed him. Them things you weigh 25 pounds. It starts bouncing around, and so secure everything inside the car. There's brackets and holders designed for that. Please use them.
Yes.
And do not use a torch on your nitrous bottle. Most of your guys will not fill the things because it messes the paint up. And of course, up under it can alter the metallurgy in the metal. So please don't do that.
Right.
There's all kind of bottle heaters available. We've got a heater on the dry sump tank on the Corvette. You plug it up in just a little bit, you'll see steam coming out of that thing, because it really gets you hot in a hurry.
Yes, it does.
It's not like an old heating pad you put on because your back hurts. This baby gets warm.
Yeah.
Jason Guthrie hooked me up with it.
We know it's ready when it smokes.
Well, that's a good time to at least turn the motor over. We actually, with a dry sump, you want to prime them. Now, once you prime them, you're good all day. But you get the oil hot, prime it, and it puts warm oil inside the motor. We'll just about have the motor warm before you're fired up.
That's it.
It does make noise. All right, I hear music. That means I think our day is over. Remember, we replay tonight from 9 to 11. Go out and do some car stuff and have some fun. And just remember, the older I get, the faster I'm going to be. See y'all next week on Drag Race Central.